So one of the most obvious applications of something like ChatGPT is to build chatbots, something that can entertain you, something that can help your customers get their questions answered, find the status of their order, maybe something that can help people ask questions about books, help them with their assignments, tutors, etc. Anything you can think of, having a custom chatbot is very useful. Now, you could do it before with OpenAI's technology, but it would require quite a bit of coding, a lot of customizations, and you never could really 100% trust that that thing was customized to you. But now we can build custom chatbots using the custom GPTs, that new technology that just got rolled out. We can embed it on our site. We don't even need a site. We can just have a link to it that people can go and chat with it. It doesn't require coding. It takes about 5 minutes to set up and can be trained on your data, meaning it can retrieve various documents that you give it for its information. If you have a business, it can also try to get people to sign up for your email list, to give you their contact information, or suggest they follow some links with either content or sales pages or whatever you want. Let's take a look at exactly how to do that. And as you can see here, I already have it on my website, but we'll come back to that. All right, so first of all, let's talk about Zapier. Zapier has been really impressive in how well it started incorporating the OpenAI technology into everything that it's doing. When I first heard of ChatGPT, I kind of thought Zapier is on its way out. I thought it would naturally replace all the things that Zapier is trying to do. But there's been a few companies that have responded really positively to OpenAI and formed this unholy alliance with them. Microsoft was one of them. Microsoft is, I think, a real winner in the AI wars because of its alliance with Sam Altman with OpenAI. But Zapier is the other company to watch because they're really dead set on incorporating this into everything that they do. And they already have a lot of infrastructure. They have a lot of users. Now, really fast, Zapier is not paying me to say this. I don't know anybody on that team. I don't have any affiliation with them, but I've been doing commerce since 2011. And there were so many times when I ran into a wall where either A, I had to hire a developer to build some fancy custom solution for me, or there were these little minor things where I was like, man, I wish there was like just this little script where it could just do this. It would make it so much easier. Or where two pieces of software just would not communicate with each other. They just, like, if I got my leads here, like for a while, if you had leads in ClickFunnels and you wanted to send them over to Beehive, you were kind of screwed. There wasn't any like easy ways to connect those two. And in so many of those instances, I found that Zapier had a solution ready to go. And it was simple. It's usually a few clicks and you connect these two apps and boom, you're done. And so I think I have kind of that Pavlovian response where, you ring the bell enough times and the dog starts drooling. That's like me and Zapier. Every time it pops up, I'm like, sweet, it's going to get a lot easier now. And I know it's not for everybody. So the previous video, we went deep into how to write code or how to use ChatGPT to write code to create assistants and how you use API calls to do that. So we're going to do that as well. But this is the simple no code, just chill and automate everything with a few clicks of a mouse button. And I think we're going to be hearing Zapier a lot more in connection with OpenAI, just a hunch. And I would not be shocked if Zapier was acquired. Are they owned by somebody? I actually don't know. So I just looked it up. I think Zapier is probably worth 5 to 10 billion. So it's pretty big, but there might be more of partnerships between them and OpenAI. It's just a very, very natural alliance. So we already talked about how to build Zaps with Zapier. We've talked about how to call certain AI actions from Zapier from your GPTs. But recently Zapier dropped something else called interfaces, and it's in beta. And you can think of it's basically their GPTs. They basically build these GPTs with more functionality. They're not as gated. They have more power, more autonomy than the regular GPTs that we can create. So they're probably using the assistant APIs, etc. But it sounds like they had access to it a lot earlier than the rest of us did. So they're using that to build out some pretty cool stuff. So in this video, we're going to be looking at Zapier interfaces. So this is a brand new thing. And again, for those people that are just interested in the space, I would keep my eye on this. Here's why. And again, as I already said, I'm biased for Zapier. I like them as a company. I like them as software. And by the way, while they're not paying me, I'm paying them quite a bit. You can see my bills here. This is going back to about February of 2023. And then a lot more prior to that with the smaller plans. And the reason I'm telling you all that is sometimes when you're watching somebody explain how to do something, and they're using some piece of software, what you want to know, is that like a one-off use software, or is that a sponsored thing that they're doing? Is it just some piece of crap that, that person dug up somewhere? Who knows? And I'm just saying, like Zapier is an integral part of my toolkit going back years and years, and many other people's. This was how you automated your online businesses and your online stuff before AI, right? Back in my days, we automated everything with Zapier. Now we have OpenAI. So it's just exciting that they're working together. All right, I'm done. I'll get off my soapbox. So they dropped 3 things to start these interfaces off with: lead capture, request portal, and chatbot. If you're planning to create GPTs and you have a financial ambition to sell those and make some money on the OpenAI store, there's things you can do to kind of get started, to start building out the profile. What's funny is in that video, I said you should probably do it sooner rather than later. If you're thinking about selling on the OpenAI store, one other thing I would recommend you think about right now, probably before the end of the month, the sooner the better, is think about having either a website, if you know how to build something with WordPress or something similar, that would be a good idea. Or at the very least, having a lead capture form. Now, we'll come back to that in a different video, but I think it's going to be very important to have some sort of a home base for your GPTs. And what I mean is somewhere where you can interact with your GPT users off of OpenAI's platform. So either an email list or a website. So as part of the GPT, if they ask questions, you can say, well, here's the website with all our documentations, with some videos, etc. They go to that website, you can have this lead capture, this chatbot that talks to them, say, hey, by the way, tell me your email, and I'll make sure I'll send you more, details about the GPTs as they're coming out. Request portal is for customer service. I have not checked this out yet, but I'm very excited to. I've been on a quest to automate customer service for over a decade now, and I've come close, but something like this might be like the final mile to getting there. And the third one is chatbots, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to build a chatbot. It's going to take less than 5 minutes, probably about 2 minutes. We're going to deploy it on our website. And one other thing I wanted to point out that came to me as I was recording this video, there will be a lot of businesses, some of them brick and mortar businesses or online businesses, but they will be businesses where they're not going to have AI talent. They're not going to have AI savvy people that are running it. They might be great at their job, but just either not interested or not knowledgeable about how to use automations and AI. One thing to think about is potentially offering your services as an AI automation consultant. Reach out to these people, these businesses, tell them, hey, let me see what AI can do for your business, perhaps some chatbots or lead generation or various other things that we're going to be covering in this video as well as in the following videos. But already right now, there's a lot of businesses that are looking for AI talent, even though they're not necessarily in tech. And the solutions they're looking for are not very difficult to create. As you'll see here, we'll set this chatbot up in about 5 minutes. But the value that a business would get out of something like this is massive. Keep that in mind as you watch this. Let's get started. So we click create, and here we have our click and drag interface. So this is how it's going to look on the website. So as you can see here, the Zap bot is asking, how can I help today? And then you can ask it anything. So when we click on this, this is where we're able to customize what it is, what it does. So let's get started. So first and foremost, I'm going to call this thing Proto AGI, like a prototype AGI. And so the prompt placeholder is this thing. So it's kind of just where they input their questions. So I'll say, ask me anything human. And the greeting, we can do static or generated. We'll keep it with static. And we'll say, AGI is here to serve. How can I help? Boom. And then you can click this button and it'll have like a little saying that this is automated. We'll turn that off for now. And these are, they call it the directive. And we'll see how creative we want it to be with creativity. So this is what's referred to as temperature in the OpenAI playground. They call it creativity, which probably is kind of a better word for it. And so we're going to give it some directives. So it pre-writes, you're an AI chatbot. You are a helpful assistant. Say, keep answers concise. So you will be on the webpage for natural20.com. You will answer questions about Natural 20 and Wes Roth. And then we'll do an FAQ section. What is Natural 20? Natural 20 is a site devoted to making you better at AI. Who is Wes Roth? Wes Roth leads vast virtual armies of automated AI agents, and in his spare time teaches how to use AI. Why not? All right, then we have appearance. So we can have a custom appearance. So basically this is height, width, alignment, etc. As you'll see, depending on where you're going to embed it or how you're going to interact with it, that's going to make a difference. You can also connect it to your OpenAI GPT, to your OpenAI account, and then use various models and customize maximum length, etc. So let's click Save Changes. And so we have a couple more tabs up here, Data, Actions, and Embed. We'll come back to that, but let's click Share. So there's a couple things we can do. One is we're able to give this link to people and they can open it up wherever they are. So like this. So this is an incognito window. So I just posted in there. And so here it is, our Proto AGI. AGI is here to serve. How can I help? So I can say, who is Wes Roth? For example, that's one of the questions that we've programmed it to answer. Wes Roth is a skilled AI practitioner and educator. He leads virtual armies of automated AI agents and shares his knowledge through teaching others how to use AI effectively. Very good little bot. I'm going to give you a little thumbs up there. You nailed it. All right. Or we can embed it. We can embed it on our domain, and we can restrict domains so that other people can't just snatch it and put it on their domain or use it for something nefarious. So here's the code snippet that you need. You click copy embed. And so here's the backend of WordPress for my site, natural20.com. And so here we're going to go to appearance, widgets. And so the sidebar widget area, I'm just going to plop it right there. And so we're going to do an HTML block. So for those people that aren't familiar with WordPress, I think is probably one of the best ways to, if you need a website, this is the go-to. It's free, it's open source. There's tons of developers. It's a huge community. If you're doing content, like if you have a blog, do this. Don't pay some crappy company money to do a blog style, whatever. It's mostly going to be a ripoff. Use WordPress. It's free. It's open source. It's the way to go. The only time I would not use WordPress for anything is if I need specific checkout features or e-commerce functionality. For e-commerce, I'd go Shopify. If you need specific upsells and downsells, I would go ClickFunnels. That's out of the scope of this video, but if you just want like a regular looking site of content, WordPress is the way to go. All right, so I'm going to post that Zapier code that we've copied into here, and we're going to click update. It literally just loaded a second ago. Right now, it's not loading in the widget sidebar. That could be just the amount of traffic that OpenAI and probably Zapier are experiencing. It literally just loaded 5 minutes ago, but I can load a preview here in the backend of WordPress. All right, so here it is, Proto AGI bot. AGI is here to serve, but I'll try something else. A way to add it to your website is Ad Inserter. So you usually use this for ads, but you can do any scripts. We'll do on post and homepage and search pages and everything. And just put it in the footer, and let's see if that works. All right, there we go. So looks like there was a bit of an outage there, but as you can see here, so now it's ready to go. And also I added as a pop-up, which is this little thing right here. So if I wanted to appear as a widget, I would need to just organize it better, maybe expand my sidebar a little bit, but I feel like it would work really well in the sidebar. But for the time being, let me just go ahead and delete that. All right, there we go. So it's loading in right there. So I deleted it off the sidebar. There it is. Protobot is here to serve. Ask me anything, and we'll do what is Natural 20. So Natural 20 is a website dedicated to improving your skills and knowledge in the field of AI. All right, so if we didn't have that little glitch for a second there, which I think was just due to how much traffic this stuff is getting currently, I could probably have a simple bot that answers, let's say, under 10 questions. You can probably get it up and running within 2 to 3 minutes. However, where the real power, I think, comes in is if you really, really take the time and go deep on how much things this bot can do. Let me explain. And as I'm recording this, it just dawned on me. Is there a light bulb floating over my head? Because here's the thing. Once you watch this video, it'll be extremely easy for you to set something like this up. But there are many, many people that have successful online businesses or just websites. Maybe they have a brick and mortar business, but they have a website that helps them answer customer questions, get people through the door, etc. They want these AI things. And for them, it can be out of their reach. They might not have the skills and knowledge needed to set something like this up. That happens more often than you would believe. Very often you have very smart, very capable people out there doing incredible stuff. They're high-powered specialists, they're business owners, but they don't do too well with tech, whether because they don't want to or it's just not their thing, they're not good at it, whatever. And just as I was doing it, how easy and how much stuff you can do with it, I'm realizing the market for people that might want something like this on their website, the market just blew up in a sense that now we have this thing that can really do some powerful stuff. And what, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of businesses like in the US alone that could benefit from it. One of the videos I got to do is thinking about non-AI businesses, so non-tech businesses that want to incorporate AI into what they're doing. There are a lot of jobs, or at least requests from consultants that know how to do this stuff, how to do this AI stuff, to come in and help these businesses use the power of AI. So there's a need for the AI automation consultants. And the solutions don't have to be super complicated. Some lead forms, chatbots, maybe something to help with customer service, and maybe some trainings on how to use some of these generative AI things to help them in their business. People will pay a lot of money not to think about it. Just like back in the day when Google Maps started popping up and it became important for people to be on Google Maps, for the business to be on there, people would just go around and charge $1,000, $5,000, like, we'll get you on Google Maps. People thought that's how much it costs. Whereas in reality, it was just like you go there and you click a button. They could have done it themselves. Now, that was a bit of a ripoff, I think. I think that was abusing people, but people were happy to pay it because they did get the value out of it that they wanted, which was to be on Google Maps. They just didn't have to pay that much. With stuff like this, people will pay and be happy to pay probably thousands of dollars to not have to think about it. If you come in and you install all the stuff they need and you make sure it's working and you train it up and you do all that stuff, I think you can do it for thousands of dollars a pop. Anyways, I apologize for that tangent, but I just realized how simple something like this would be and how powerful. Sorry, my gears are turning because this is at least a six-figure business just by using Zapier interfaces. I'll leave it at that. We'll talk about it more in a different video, but let's dive deeper. Okay, so what can this thing do other than say, hi, how you doing? Well, let's go into data here. And we're going to connect a custom data source, and we can upload a file of your own knowledge to tailor the AI chatbot experience for your business or project. You have a 1 megabyte static text file, which is more than enough. You can also use Excel, comma separate values. So what I would do here, depending on what you're doing. So for example, for myself, first of all, I would start with the frequently asked questions, and I would just write out however many of those you might get. 2, I would put together all my main pieces of content, whether it's on the website or on YouTube or Twitter. So I would actually start with sort of all the locations of where they can find me. So I'd say, YouTube, Twitter, website, etc. And so if people are asking, where can I go to learn more? The bot would answer, you can go here, watch videos here, and do this here, and do this here. Next, I would write out like the most important pieces of content that are about certain subjects. Like they say, where can I learn more about chatbots? Well, here's 5 pieces of content about chatbots. Here's 5 pieces of content about LLMs or how to make money with AI, etc. So if they're asking it, where can I learn more about this? Having a pre-programmed section that tells them those contents will work really, really well. So we already tested the FAQ. So when they ask, who are you? Who is this? It answers really well. So we're going to test these things in a second, but I'm just quickly brainstorming all the things that you can put in there that could be beneficial to a business. I'm just thinking of my own business, but for any given business, you can collect a list of things that would be beneficial to all of them. So this bot can be very good at getting people to submit their information. You can even test out different approaches, different ways of asking for their contact info, whether that's email or a phone number. So you can text them like, hey, can I get your phone number so we can text you an update when something's ready? And then that goes into something like Twilio, and they automatically start receiving text messages. We'll see how to automate that in the next section when we look at actions. But just to see how well this works. All right, so for example, this might be one of the questions that gets asked, where can I learn more about LLMs? And we're recommending 2 pieces of content that might be helpful to them. So we're going to save this as a chat.txt file, and we'll add it here. And then we're going to upload it here. Actually, before I do that, since we have FAQs now in the documents and in here, I will cut this out and I'm just going to put it here along with all the other FAQs. I think that's going to make a lot more sense. And also, I know sometimes it forgets to check the documents. So if we want it referencing the documents every time, let's just say that to make sure it knows. Reference your documents for all questions. All right, so I've re-uploaded that thing again to make sure we have all those things, all those new questions in there. We're going to click Add Source. All right, let's go back here and ask it the question. Let's see. So let's pull this up. Where can I learn more about LLMs? All right, so it does suggest this as one of the articles, and you can read it here. And so it does take me to that page. So that's really good. So one thing we would have to probably work with it on is making sure that we have some line breaks so it's easier to read. Talk about how many sort of suggestions to give. Do you give 2 per answer, 3, 5, whatever that is? So one quick point about data is you can select here whether or not you want it to make stuff up if it doesn't find the answer in the documentation provided, right? So it's like generate an AI response or show custom message. Like, I don't know, right? So that could be the custom message or something else. So if you're doing the custom message saying, sorry, I don't know, I would really make sure that you have tons of available data in the data source that it can use. Next, let's talk about actions. So below here, I've clicked the plus sign, add component, and we're going to do the form. So we're going to sign up for a demo, and we're going to add a form like this. Select data, create table. So let's do email required. Perfect. So basically, this is going to allow the user to come in here and sign up for whatever. You can give them a lead magnet, like here's a free book. or sign up to receive a call from us or whatever, right? So they put in their email or phone number for SMS messages. And so once they do that, we go to actions and we add an action where we run a Zap. Now, Zaps can be anything. The most obvious one here is if you have something like MailChimp or Beehive or Substack or whatever email list platform you have it, the most obvious one would be to just add it to that. So here it takes us into the Zap screen. So form submission created in Zapier interfaces, right? And so what's the next step? Oh, throw it into MailChimp. Boom. So what do you want to do? Well, you want to add that subscriber. So here you would probably use add or update subscriber. So basically when they type in their email, it automatically puts them into MailChimp. But you can have the chatbot try to get them to sign up for this. And this goes into your regular email flow. And various parts of this will have connected Zaps that you want to be doing, like if they're submitting information, etc. And maybe we want to make it a little bit more pretty. So we'll do some sort of a media and we can put that on top of here like that. And so let me refresh this page. Let's see what happens here. All right. So this won't work as a pop-up, but it will work if you're doing it on its own page. So if you're sending somebody a link, hey, here, talk to my chatbot, they can talk to them here and have them sign up and collect a lead. Also, it looks like coming soon, you're going to have a checkout option available. So you're going to be able to have ways for people to purchase something right there within this page with a chatbot that's right next to it, answering questions and kind of gently nudging them along. Again, this is big. There's a lot of things that can be done here. There's a lot of things that people are going to do with this. All right, I'll leave it right there. And again, I apologize if I'm gushing like a fanboy over this stuff because I know I'm supposed to be neutral and not get too overexcited about paid products, etc. But I got to say, I just like how easy they make everything. I know I showed you how much money I spent with these guys. That's not because I love spending money on random stupid software. It's because they make my life easier. They automate things that make my life easier, that give me more time. And these new things that they're kicking out, like these chatbots that you can create in 5 minutes and put it on your website, I'm excited about how easy it is to integrate with the Zapier ecosystem, how many different things you can string together. So as the agent is chatting, he can be gathering information for the email, for the SMS campaigns, for the text message campaigns, as well as pushing them towards various social media profiles, maybe even pushing them towards checkout if you're selling something directly. Tons of time people come to your website to buy, they get confused and they leave. So having something smart like this with good documentation about what you have, what services you have, I think is going to be very powerful. And I think in, let's say in a year or a few years, we're going to look back and we're going to have the data on this. So let's say if, you take a broad sample of websites and their conversion rates, right? Let's say it's 1%, whatever. How much does adding something like this that is intelligently designed with the right documentation, with the right actions, with the right Zaps, with the right automation, how much more does it improve the conversion rate? How much more leads does that page get? How many more sales? If you're selling something online, I think this is going to be great. If you're going to be trying to sell GPTs in the OpenAI store, something like this might be helpful to get people to try your other GPTs to kind of keep using GPTs within your ecosystem under your builder profile. And if you're looking for a new business that's going to be, I would assume, making a lot of money, I think being an automation consultant, the difficulty level of that just went from fairly difficult. You needed to know how to code. You needed to know how to, fine tune and optimize stuff and really get creative how you're integrating with other technology to kind of brain dead simple. The biggest problem will be writing in English in plain natural language, making sure that you think through the various frequently asked questions and the various things that you might want the chatbot to do with the customers. So it might be as simple as offering website owners a free consultation, taking a look at their site and saying, hey, here's what I would do. I would add this agent. Here's what they do. Here's a lead generation. Here's how they generate leads. Charge them an upfront fee for training, developing that. That could be a few $1,000s. Again, if it lifts their sales and they're making a decent amount of money, that's a no-brainer decision. If they're doing 10,000 a month in sales, you lift their sales, 10, 20%. That's a no-brainer. You take that deal every day. And that part can't quite yet be automated if you think about it, because in order to really develop a really good AI chatbot, you have to sit down with those people that own the store and really figure out what their customers want, what questions they ask, etc. That part can't be automated. It's not difficult. It'll probably take a few hours, but it's a very premium service. And as you can see here, it looks like Zapier is coming out with more and more of these interfaces. Idea generators, image generators. You have an applicant tracker for tracking your resumes that have been submitted, etc. Blog generator AI chatbot. Not too long ago, People would pay $99 a month for having something like this write their blog posts, their SEO optimized blog posts. Employee onboarding. So if they have some sort of training for their employees, walking them through that might be difficult. But here you can create something that helps them fill out their forms, gets them trained up, etc. And again, we have lead captures, product feedback, and a million more things that you can do with this. Anyways, I hope that was helpful. Please make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any more future updates. We have a lot more stuff coming. I promise it's not all about Zapier. We'll stick much more closer to a lot of the deeper AI knowledge that we've been talking about. I think that there is a percentage of the audience that would really benefit for knowing how to use Zapier. And so we'll probably do a few more videos just to get everybody that needs to use it to know how to use it. But yeah, we're just getting started. It's so early. It's incredible. I can't wait to see all the various things, all the various applications that are sort of built on top of OpenAI and in conjunction with OpenAI. And there's a lot of opportunity right now. So be ready. My name is Wes Ropp, and thank you for watching.